So in today's video, we're going to walk through Salesforce Pro Suite page layouts, how to customize them, how to take fields off, how to move things around. And so I'm Natalie, I'm a Salesforce MVP. I've been adminning Salesforce for 14 years, and I just saw this space in Pro Suite where there wasn't a lot of content and help, and I love SMBs, small business companies, and I love to help them. So I want you to get the most out of your Salesforce Pro Suite, so we're going to jump right into how to customize page layouts. So if you saw my previous video, we talked about how to add a new field onto your page layout. And you can see here that I have an account ID on my page layout. I want to move this. I'm going to use this for importing my data, so I really don't need my users to see this. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. We're going to click the gear at the top right again. And I just want to give you a little context, because to me, context is always helpful. To make this change, to edit page layouts, you typically have two types of page layouts to work with. And again, it seems confusing, so I feel like the history of knowing what happened in Salesforce helps you understand like why it's still this way, and that it's moving in a different it's moving towards the future, just a little slower than sometimes we always want. But what happens with Salesforce is you have two different page layouts. The old one that was like 5 or 6 years ago was called Salesforce Classic Layout. Back then they created a new one, and they're calling it the Lightning Record page. So you have to use these two page layouts to modify your pages, and knowing when to use one is important. And so the way in which I'm going to take you to edit these fields is we're going to click that gear, and then you can see this edit account page. And so this is going to be the future of where you can move and add and edit fields. But for right now, Salesforce has it connected to and linked to that old classic layout. So if I click on this widget basically here, and again, just kind of a high level, like there's a lot of components over to the left that you can add. There's some widgets here. You can move them around as you want to, but we're going to stay focused on this task here where we want to get rid of this field here. So on the right, when I select this component, so you have to select this component for this to show up, you can see things over here. Now you get this alert that says upgrade. I would just say upgrading. What this basically does is it moves your managing your fields here into the Lightning record, but it also does a bunch of other things. And so if all your records aren't off, all of your objects don't get upgraded, it can just get really confusing. So I personally suggest not upgrading now until you're more comfortable and you know it's kind of happening, because it can kind of cause confusion when adding fields, when they're not visible, etc. So to keep it straightforward, we're going to focus on editing your classic layout, because that's the source of what you're seeing on the page. So you can see here it says the assign page layouts is here, and you can see it says commerce account layout previewed, and then it's the account layout. It's saying that it's showing you this currently generated layout is coming from this commerce account layout, classic layout, right? So maybe it's helpful if we go behind the scenes a little bit, but you're going to want to remember that this is the one that says previewed. Now, just so you know, this is I work in companies, everybody else's Salesforce. And so this is my first Salesforce truly too, because I think Pro Suite is such a great addition that I wanted to get one for myself, and I wanted to use it to walk you through these things. So I'll just tell you straight up, like, I'm confused. I didn't create commerce. I didn't create anything with commerce, but all of a sudden I have a commerce layout showing up and this account layout. So I obviously know the back end and I know the system, so I know how I can kind of work around these. But just so you know, like if that's something, if you're kind of confused too, that happens, and we'll walk through how to navigate those scenarios together. But all we need to know for right now is that this page layout is the classic layout, and the Lightning record pages is the Lightning layout effectively, right? Salesforce will be moving to Lightning record pages in entirety over time. But for now, again, these layouts are the source of what you're seeing for those fields on the Lightning record. So you're going to go, remember how we said commerce was the one previewed? So we're going to open this one up, and then we can see here that these are the fields that are showing up on our layout. So if I want to remove it, I just click remove and I hit save. Now, when I go back to my account, that field is no longer there. So just note that sometimes that takes today, maybe it was just today, but in general, I've noticed that Salesforce, it's taking a little longer than I'm used to for those fields to disappear or to show up. And so if you're wanting to make sure that they're there or they're gone, the way you can always validate that is to click again, your gear, click edit page, and then I can see it's gone here. So that's a validation, that's confirmation enough for me to know that I took care of getting rid of that field like I wanted to. And so that's it. That's how you remove fields from the Lightning layout. And be sure to check out my other videos. I have videos on adding and customizing new fields, adding and changing pick lists because those are done differently. You can't get those in your quick setup. Speaking about your quick setup, you also maybe don't know that there are a whole bunch of fields that you have access to that you can create. Things like pick lists, formula fields that are just going to be super valuable to you. You want to be sure to check out those videos for more.